The Giants made a pair of moves that created headlines on Monday when they released Victor Cruz and Rashad Jennings. Now, obviously, the Cruz move especially is going to hit home with Giants fans. I mean, great story for the hometown kid who went from undrafted free agent to a Pro Bowler and a hero during their Super Bowl season in 2011. But when you look at the on-field impact of these moves, it's really minimal. These types of moves happen every year in the offseason around the NFL. You get aging players with big salary cap numbers, and the performance just doesn't measure up, so you move on. With Cruz, the Giants had to be in the market for number 3 receiver, whether they were going to bring Cruz back on a reduced salary or not. He just wasn't what they needed as far as an outside receiver. They need to get younger, bigger, faster at that position. Obviously, all three things that Cruz isn't at this point in his career. And his days were really numbered when they drafted Sterling Shepard and made him the slot receiver of the future. As far as on the roster, I think a guy like Tavarres King maybe benefits because he should get more of a look now that Cruz is out of the picture. But at the same time, I wouldn't feel comfortable going into training camp with King as the number 3 receiver. I think they're going to have to go out in free agency, probably spend a chunk of the $7.5 million they save on Cruz on a replacement. But I think ideally you get someone maybe in the $5 to $6 million range and have a little left over to spread around to fill some of the other holes, whether that's bringing JPP back or going out and signing a left tackle, whatever it may be. I think that would be the ideal way to use those savings. And with Jennings, it's not a huge savings, $3 million. I mean, obviously everything counts in free agency, but I think it's more just a factor of Paul Perkins passed him at the end of last season. I don't really see that there was a big role for Jennings coming back, regardless of what his salary was. Running back's a position you want to get young, and Jennings on the wrong side of 30. So I think what they do going forward there is, Perkins kind of becomes that number 1A guy, and you have to find a 1B to complement him, basically take what Jennings' role would have been if he was back. And I think you probably go in the draft for that, maybe something in free agency. But I think that's a spot where you can get a guy in the middle rounds, like you did with Perkins, plug him in. You have a nice 1-2 punch going forward. So again, Cruz and Jennings, big names, deservedly got some attention on Monday when they were released. But at the end of the day, these moves happen all the time. It was the right move for the Giants to make, really the only move for them to make. And going forward, I don't think it'll have a big impact on the field.